What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about actress Tisha Campbell. She is most known for her role on the classic television show from the 90s, Martin, right? Well, she made some comments recently. She did an interview. And she talked about how after she divorced her husband of 22 years, Duane Martin, she basically left the relationship with $7 in her pocket. I think she left with a little bit more than that, but I think it's more of she wants people to get the sense of why she left this marriage, right? But it wasn't that she said that, basically leaving the marriage broke, but also the fact that, she's happy to be single and she's basically done with relationships. She's done dating. She's going to focus on herself and her career. She's, doing some more gigs, so to speak. When she wasn't really doing much while she was married to Duane. Maybe she felt like she didn't have to. But now that she's single, which she wanted to be single because she divorced Duane, and she says she's happy, and she no longer wants to be in relationships. That's pretty much what the gist of that particular interview was. But I want to go to the issues that her and Duane had. Her and Duane was together for a long time. There are people who even believe that it was Duane was one of the reasons she left the show, the Martin show, at its peak of popularity. And she had alleged some things towards Martin, and that situation has never really been totally squashed. Even though her and Martin Lawrence is very cordial with each other, there's still something there. And it just seems she's more open to being around him now that she's divorced from Duane, which it could be because she wants to be a part of the reboot, or it genuinely was Duane that was the issue. But be that as it may, also there were situations again with money. Duane, she accused of hiding money from her. She talks about how Will Smith loaned him money to help him out, that he filed fraudulent bankruptcy proceedings. It was a very messy situation, right? Look at the amount of money that she was making and he was making during the latter parts of the marriage. Just by everything that's going on and looking at Tisha Campbell's comments, it seems to me to be that she really did genuinely want to be single again. She wanted to be able to be a celebrity again. She wanted to be out in the public eye, and she has. She's done her fair share of interviews. She's been talking. She has not been quiet. She's been very visible, which is, she could do whatever she wants to do. But why is it that women only can find this when they are single? You mean tell me that Duane didn't allow you to do the things that you want to do? And looking at her age, looking where she is in life, she got 2 kids. Why is it that when women get to a certain age, like where she's at, they now all of a sudden want to be free? They want to be single. I find that very interesting, because to me, it just seems like I believe Tisha feels like she's missed out on a lot. She sees what other women are doing. She sees how there are a lot of women who are close to her age who are single and in these streets. I'm not saying that's what Tisha Campbell wants to be, but if you look at the fact that she's basically saying she's done with relationships, she's not looking for love, she's doing what she wants to do as far as getting back into acting, it just seems like for some reason women are more liberated outside of relationships and marriage, which again is their right. But when you get married, it's not temporary. It's something that is going to be permanent. And when you look at the divorce proceedings between her and Duane, it didn't really seem like there was him just out in these streets with this woman, that woman, just by looking at everything, right? It just seemed to me to be more of a money situation. Maybe she feels like it was more financially a better situation for her to divorce him and then to gain money through that, because that's what I said about the Cardi B Offset situation. Some people look at me like, Jay, what are you talking about? Well, it's interesting how there may have been some issues with Offset withholding money, and she may have broken up with him in protest, and that's when Offset opened up his pockets. Now, again, that is due to some of the things I saw, and there was also speculation about what's going on financially. The Migos wanting, more money that they feel like they're owed from their label, which they haven't gotten. Not to my knowledge, they haven't. And that money may have been getting a little bit tight in that household. And she may have decided to, test the water and say, hey, I don't need to be with you. And especially if you're not going to be splurging and spending money. So Offset buckle. Now, finances can be a detriment to a lot of relationships. It is. Finances can definitely destroy a couple. It can destroy a family. And that is why, for the most part, I truly feel like you have a lot of these women like your Tisha Campbells who they feel like being single or being single mothers, being divorcees is just a better financial option. And when she's talking about leaving a relationship with $7, you chose to leave that relationship. You chose to leave that relationship when you financially weren't in the best place. Now she says she's in a better place now, which is fine. But again, you have to look at the optics of the situation. She left that relationship with $7 in her pocket because she believed that Duane was going to end up paying her. Now, I don't know if they've reached a settlement yet on anything, but she's going out here having to make a way for herself. And again, that's what she wants to do. That's what she wants to do. But when you look at women who are her age, older women, I made several videos about these older women that will break up with their spouse, and in their 40s and 50s, they want to be in the streets again. They want to be single again. And maybe Tisha Campbell is being more realistic, because the dating market is not for women her age. It just isn't. And you compound that with the fact that she still has, she has 2 kids by Duane, and she wants to be a big part of being a mom. And also, she's somebody that was with Duane for a long time. Now, I will say this though. Now, she says that she's done with relationships right now, but that doesn't mean that she's not getting it in. I mean, there have been situations where I've heard where you have women who get divorced, and as soon as they get divorced, they're wilding out, because they have this new freedom. They can go out, they can talk to whoever they want to talk to, they can sleep with whoever they want to sleep with. And I believe that Tisha Campbell might be in that phase, and she might be enjoying that phase. That's why she says that she's happy being single. She's happy being single because she has all the options now to have fun, but it won't be a relationship. Now, she may be having fun being single. Yeah, everything is fun when you're single, but what happens when you're tired of that? What happens when you're tired of being single and being in these streets as an older woman and you want to settle down? That is going to be difficult. And I think that Tisha Campbell is just being realistic. Does she want to be in love and be in a relationship and possibly be married again? I believe that. Because most women want that. But they want that when they're ready to have that, which is usually when they're older and they're just tired of just being single. They're tired of being in these streets. They're tired of being used up. That's when they want to commit to being in a relationship or being married. I think that Tisha's in that situation where she's finally able to be single again after 22 years, and she wants to be able to make up for lost time. She wants to be able to make up for lost time. Not only career-wise, but also as far as being able to be single and go on dates and meet different men. She's in that phase now, but she's going to get tired of that because she's going to realize that all these guys will ever see her for is somebody to sleep with. And that is the I would say the roadblock to a lot of these older women. The roadblock for them is they get to a point to where, yeah, they're going to enjoy being single. They're going to enjoy the no strings attached situationships they get into. But what happens when that situationship runs its course? What happens when she realizes that the guys that she deals with, they don't really see her as girlfriend material or wife material. They just see her as a good time. And that is what you have with a lot of older women these days who still want to be young. They still want to be in these streets. They end up dealing with guys who only see them as a good time, somebody short term, but not anything long term. Now, am I saying she's looking for that? No, I truly do believe that she thinks that she's happy being single. But what I'm saying is women have always been, about changing their minds. And I believe that Tisha Campbell and women of her age group who may be in the same situation, they end up changing their minds. And I have no doubt that she may end up changing her stance on relationships and, finding love. I think that it may come a time to where, she wants to be somebody's girlfriend or maybe even somebody's wife. So a lot of times when you have women who are older, her age, saying, I'm done with relationships, this and that, you got some women who that's their life. They're used to being single. They've never really been in a stable relationship. Like for years, you've only seen them by themselves. They've never been married. They've never been in anything long term. Those type of people will always be in the streets. Those type of people will always be out here living free, doing whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, they're going home alone, or they're going to somebody else's home.